Okay, so real quick, we're just going to kind of talk about mental toughness. I call it Maverick toughness, right? Because it's obviously for us, it's for the Mavericks, right? So how we use mental toughness to succeed, or how we've used it in the past. So I'm going to show you a brief clip. It's Julian Edelman talking about, so obviously that's his catch from the Super Bowl that everybody remembers. So he's kind of talking about that catch and then their season as a whole. Obviously, a pretty successful team for the last few years.
It was, this game was a microcosm of our season. There was a little adversity that we had to overcome, but guys stuck together. They were mentally tough, and our coaches said, "Hey, let's just play one game at a time, or one play at a time. One play at a time. We can't worry about things we can't control. Let's just worry about what we can control." And that's what we did. We had a close group of guys. Hey, let's just worry about what we can do. Let's worry about the one play we have on our plate right now, and let's go after it.
Speaking about one play.
Okay. So some of the main things he talks about, right, are A, mental toughness, okay? And then B, what else does he talk about in there? What other words kind of stick out to you?
Adversity.
Adversity, right? Overcoming adversity, what else?
Just controlling things you can control.
Control what you can control, that's a big one, right? What about, you said resilience, right? It's kind of another word for mental toughness, okay? So those are the things that they preach from the Patriots. You always hear them talk about their kind of key phrases, right? Do your job, okay? Focus on one play at a time, okay? And then mental toughness, overcoming adversity, right? Control what you can control. All those things kind of tie together, right? So what is mental toughness, right? There's 100 different definitions, 1,000,000 different words that describe it, okay? So this is a definition from a study done in 2002. Okay, this is probably the most used definition of mental toughness in sports psychology. So it says, having the natural or developed psychological edge that enables you to generally cope better than your opponents with the many demands, so competition, training, lifestyle, that sport places on a performer. So specifically, being more consistent and better than your opponents in remaining determined, focused, confident, and in control under pressure, right? So I kind of underlined the key points in there, right? Natural or developed. So that means some people might, right, it's unclear, some people might be born mentally tough, right? You might come out of the womb and everything that happens to you, you view it as an opportunity, right? Other people might not, okay? It might develop over the years, okay? Generally cope better. So it's talking about negative things happening, right? You don't cope with good things. Does that make sense? So it's all about, like Julian Edelman said, overcoming adversity, coping with adversity, okay? With the many demands, all right? And then being more consistent, so consistently doing that, right? Consistently dealing with that adversity, and then remaining calm and focused, confident under that pressure. So some words that are kind of synonyms of mental toughness. We talked about resilience, right? You guys have talked about grit before with Syndra, okay? Perseverance, composure, willpower, resolve. There's 100 different words you can use, okay? We're going to kind of focus on why it's important and then kind of the composure aspect of mental toughness. So what it is, right, why it's important. Like we talked about in the video, it's the ability to overcome adversity, seeing failure or seeing adversity as an opportunity to improve, okay? The Patriots didn't go into the locker room down 25 points at halftime like, man, we're going to get our asses kicked, right? They went in there, focused on one play at a time, right, with the mindset that their failure in the first half was an opportunity to have one of the greatest comebacks in NFL history, right? So it allows athletes to perform at your highest level, and then high levels of mental toughness are associated with athletic prowess and success. Okay, so then there's a Tom Brady quote. You guys can read that real quick. Okay, so obviously this is something that is preached through their whole team, through their culture, right? Mental toughness, overcoming adversity, doing your job. So like I said, we're going to focus on composure, okay, and controlling the controllables. So what composure is? It's a calmness of mind, manner, or appearance. So kind of some extra definitions up there. And evenness of mind under stress. So when bad things happen or when you're stressed out, it's not showing it, right? It's not showing it mentally, it's not showing it physically, it's just having an even keel, right? Staying, not getting too high, not getting too low. That's kind of what you always hear, okay? So it suggests a habit of mind that is only rarely disturbed under great strain, okay? And it implies the controlling of emotional or mental agitation by an effort of will or as a matter of habit. So kind of an example, right? Even after multiple turnovers, Mavericks were able to maintain their composure and win the game, right? So obviously a bad thing happened, right? We'll obviously want to cut out as many turnovers as possible, right? But a bad thing happened, you're able to maintain your composure, overcome it, and win the game still. Okay, and this is the quote I want to focus on here. When you lose composure, you hand over control to someone else and become a pawn in his hands. Okay? So for example, right, a ref has a bad call. If you get agitated or frustrated by that, you're now giving him control over your mental game. Okay? Same thing with the coach, right? I might make a bad call. Okay, Coach Glow, Coach B might call something that you don't agree with, right? As soon as you let that frustrate you, you give them control over your mindset. Does that make sense? Same thing, some guy might hold the crap out of you, right? As soon as you get frustrated by that, instead of playing the next play, right, now I've given control to that defender, or that offensive lineman, okay? So the circle of control. So there's some sheets here we'll pass out. You guys want to just grab one and pass them back. Okay, and then there's pencils as well. So if you have a pen, you can use that. Doesn't matter, okay? And we're just going to talk about what you can control and what you can't control. Hopefully I can pull this thing back down when we're done. Okay? So we're going to work on this together, all right?
Yeah.
Little teamwork, okay? So here's our circle, right? Everybody have one? And a pen or pencil? If you don't have a pencil, let me know. I'll take the extras. Thank you. Any other extra ones back here? You guys all got pens, pencils, stuff the right way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, grab another one if you're still or doesn't work. Okay, if your pencil breaks or anything, Jamie's in charge of the recharging pencils, okay? So let's talk about first the things I can control, right? We talked about this with Cinder. What are some things you can control every day in every situation?
Effort.
Effort, good one, okay?
Attitude.
Attitude.
Exposure.
That's going to be kind of tied into your attitude, right? Attitude's kind of a belief, or composure is kind of an attitude or a belief, right? What else? We talk about this all the time on the offense, right? Control your effort and your attitude. What's Cinder say? There's one other thing. Anybody remember? I know it's right on the tip of your tongue, right? Talking about apes.
Yeah.
What's the P?
Persistence.
Preparation. Good. Okay. Who said another P word? Perseverance, whatever. That would kind of go into your effort and your attitude. Does that make sense? Okay, so what are some things now that I can't control, that are outside of my circle of control?
Weather.
Weather, that's a good one. Okay.
Crowd.
What?
Crowd.
Crowd? Somebody say refs? Refs, good. What else can't I control?
Coaches.
Coaches, that's a good one. What else?
Other players.
Other players, my teammates, right? Hopefully I spelled that right. And then opponents too, right? Other players. Anything else? A lot of stuff, right? You guys can kind of write this on yours. I'll give you time, okay, if you haven't already. Okay? So these are obviously the things that I can control in every situation, right? Whether it's in football, school, work, whatever, right? Relationships, okay? But these are all the things that affect my composure, my mental toughness, right? These do too, okay, but these are the things that take away from it, right? I can't control if it's gonna rain on a Saturday, right? I can't control if, you know, one of our teammates fumbles. I can't control if our quarterback throws an interception, right? I can't control if one of our guys gets the helmet hit, okay? I can't control that if I'm not that guy, okay? So what we're gonna talk about with the circle of control, okay, is I want you to think of your mind, or your mindset as a car, okay? And the day that you're born, you get this shell of a car, right? You don't get all the parts, there's no radio, right? You got no tires, no axle, it's just a shell, right? You get the body of a really, really nice car, okay? And every day, you get a little bit of gas for that car, right? I'm gonna try to figure this out. So now that we're past that, right? So we're thinking about our car, right? My mindset, right? So I got no tires. So every year that I'm alive, right, I get one piece from my car, right? Maybe it's a hubcap, maybe it's a tire, right? Every year of experience that I gain something into my mindset, right? So now, how that ties into our circle of control. Right? I've got this car, and I'm 18, 19, 20, 22, 23 years in, right? And it's starting to be a nice car, okay? Every time I lose my composure, I'm just throwing somebody the title of my car, okay? Not the keys, I'm giving them the whole title, okay? So Danny gets me out of my mindset, I give him the title of my car. How hard is it to transfer the title of a car? It's not exceptionally difficult, right? But it's a process, right? It's not just, here are my keys, and you just give them right back, right? I gotta go to the courthouse, I gotta get the title transferred over, I gotta fill out the form. It takes a long time, right? It's a process. It's not just, here are the keys, right? Now I've got my composure back, you give me the keys back, right? It's the title of it, okay? So obviously, you spend 22 years, right, building this car every day, right? You're filling it with gas, you're getting a little bit of gas every day, right? Or a hubcap, or a radio, right? Or a tire. Okay, so I've spent all these years building this car. I'm not just going to give some guy the title of it, right? It's a waste of my time. I just wasted 20 years. Okay? So what we want to talk about is driving your car, right? And dealing with adversity. So what I mean by the car, okay, there's obviously 3 letters. First is when you get that negative thought, right? As soon as something bad happens, a bad call, somebody fumbles, there's a hold, right? We have a pass interference, whatever it is, okay? It's that negative thought, initially. Okay? Everybody has it. Even the guys that are mentally tough, when something bad happens, their first instinct is negative, right? So the C in your car is catching that thought initially, right? I feel myself starting to get to that bad place, right? That negative thought. I want to catch it, and I don't want to let it wander, right? So what I mean is I don't want to let that negative thought hang around. So I'm catching it, I'm stopping it, okay? And the most important part of this is non-judgmentally, okay? I'm not judging myself. I'm not judging the person that it happened to or the person that brought about the negative event. I'm catching it non-judgmentally. I'm saying, whoa, 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 right? That's negative. I don't want to go to that place, okay? So non-judgmentally of myself, right? Maybe I fumbled, okay? I'm not judging myself. I'm just moving on to the next play, okay? Address it, okay? Where's the negative thought coming from? Is it, am I getting depressed? Am I getting angry, frustrated? Right? Am I frustrated at my teammate? Am I frustrated at the ref, at my coach? Okay, where's it coming from? And then what we want to do is dispute or discredit that thought, okay? So it's a bad call. It's a pass interference call on 4th and 20, right? Gives them an automatic first down. So how do I discredit that thought? Man, that's bullshit, right? How do I move on to the next play? How do I discredit that or view it, change that thought to being an opportunity? What are some things I can tell myself or say to myself? Next play is a good one, right? Something more specific, all right? It's a pass interference call, right? So you're playing corner, right? It's a BS call, right? They call you for PI. What can you say specifically in your brain about your position, right? Or about yourself as a player that's going to help you discredit that?
I would say next play.
Next play, right? Or maybe I'm going to pick the next one, right? Throw it at me again.
Flush it or whatever.
Exactly, flush it, that's a good one, right? We've talked about that. Burn it, whatever you want to say, right? I'm going to pick the next one. Throw it at me again, whatever it is, right? Or if I fumble, I'm scoring on my next carry, okay? I drop a pass, I'm catching the next one for a touchdown, okay? And then now it's refocus. So I'm letting the negative thought go, right? It happened, I caught it, I said, no, I'm gonna throw it at me again, right? Now I'm letting it go. I'm not even thinking about it again, right? Releasing it from my mind, like we talked about in catching it. Don't let it wander, right? Get it out of there as soon as possible, okay? Reframe your thoughts, and then what opportunities can stem from it, okay? So it's a bad holding call, right, Max? What's the opportunity out of that? It's a tough one, right? It's a tough question. Anybody?
You know what you can get away with, and then learn to not do that.
Maybe, right?
It's
never a bad hold.
Yeah, I have an opportunity to redeem myself, right? Maybe the next play is inside zone, right? I'm going to block my guy 20 yards downfield, okay? Because I'm making up for my mistake, right? It's an opportunity for me to show that I care, that I'm a better player than that, right? Or, right, Eric, Danny, receivers, right? I drop a pass. Shit, right? It sucks. Okay, well, you know what? The next one I might as well score, right? I'm going to go score on the next one, okay? So the refocus part is a word, a phrase, an action, okay, a centering breath, whatever it is for you that helps you, okay? So maybe for Caleb it's next play, okay? Maybe for Grant it's just taking a deep breath, right? I'm bringing it in, and now I'm letting it go. It's out of my mouth, okay? It could be an action, right? Maybe you have a rubber band on your wrist, you just snap it, okay? So it can be any of those things to refocus and get myself focused on that next play, that next drive, whatever it is, okay? The important part here, right? Just like we talked about 5 minutes ago, right? Don't let anybody else drive your car, right? Don't let this guy drive your car. He's putting his bags in there. He's making himself at home, right? He's not giving that title back, right? Don't let that guy drive your car, okay? So let's talk about an activity real quick. So I want you guys to do is stand up, move these tables and chairs so there's just a big opening right here, okay? Okay? Give me 7 guys right here in the middle. In a circle, I want you like, if I'm behind Jamie, I want basically heel to toe, okay? In a circle. Facing the guy next to you like you're going to walk this way, okay? There you go. So now we're in a circle, just like this, okay?
In a circle?
Yep, yep. So let's hop one more guy in there. One more guy, there you go, okay? So this is our circle of control, okay? Everybody else, I want you guys to face the other way, okay? So I'm going to start right here. Danny, you're going to stop there. And I want you guys to be as close as possible. Same thing. You guys can have a little bit more room between you. Okay, but I want you guys as close to that inner circle as possible. Okay? So here's how this is going to work. You guys are going to be walking forward. Okay? You guys are going to be walking the other way. So if I tap Ronnie, he's going to try and slide into that inner circle. Okay? He's a negative thought. Okay? So what you're going to do is if I'm Jake and I feel Danny starting to squeeze in, I'm going to let him squeeze in. Okay? He's going to get in here, and I'm catching it, okay? It means, so when I catch it, right, that means the whole circle's got to stop, right? So now, how I address it. Everybody's got to put both hands up in the air. The last guy to put both hands up in the air goes to the outer circle, okay? So let's say it's Fuller. Yeah, let's say it's Fuller. So now Fuller hops out, all right? And then how do I refocus? I got to start moving forward again. Can I go forward if Jamie doesn't go forward? No. So how do I do it? So maybe you guys need to agree on a phrase, right? That when I say go, or next play, let's say next play, okay? Okay, so next play, that's gonna start everybody going back forward.
You let him in, right? You let him in.
Let them in and stop it, okay? Yeah. So don't try and fight them out, right? I don't want anybody getting hurt or stepped on or pushed to the ground, okay? So if he starts squeezing in, right, that's the catch it part. Hey, need your attention quick. What's up? As soon as he gets into the circle and it stops. So if I'm Ronnie, right, I'm facing the wrong way, right? So as soon as I'm facing the right way and I'm in the circle, it's caught. Now hands are up, okay? So the last guy, right, pops out of the outer circle, and then we'll say what? Next play, and then both circles start going, okay? So start walking. I'll just tap a guy, okay? So just start walking. Start walking, okay? Start walking. Good. Good.
Hey!
Quarters out. Good. Quarters out.
Next
There you go. Good. Good job. Oh, Ryan, back out. You're back out, big guy.
Get your hands up.
See, that might be it, right? Next play. That's okay.
Oh, so
Oh, DC, you're back out.
Next play.
There we go.
Yeah, people will see. Doing it. Today's
Oh, big baby, big baby.
Nice play.
All right, let's start moving a little faster. Let's start moving a little faster if we can. Okay, so now the game's really going, right? We're in the middle of the fourth quarter, right? It's a tight game. All right, bad call.
Doors out.
Coach call it. Hey, it's a bad call, right? Let's go. Keep going faster. Keep going faster, big baby. Keep going. Keep going faster. Keep going faster. Keep going faster. See how fast you can go. See how fast you can go. Tucker, you're out. He said, there you go. Keep going. 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 Here we go. We'll do a couple more. All right.
Get busy.
Oh, sorry, coach. Dennis, you're out. You're out. Here we go. Move it.
Not getting out of the circle. No way. I want to get in the circle. No way.
Grant, you're out. Grant, you're out of it. Grant, you're out of it. There we go. One more. Let's see how fast we can go. Let's see how fast we can go.
We're trying to kill Coach Cunningham.
All right, it's overtime. They just kicked the field goal, right? We got a chance. We got to score a touchdown, right? We got to have a touchdown. They called holding on the quarterback. What?
Nice.
Jamie, you're out. Jamie, you're out. All right, bring it back. All right, let's refocus. Let's refocus here. Okay? We're gonna say next play on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Next play.
Good. Here we go. Okay, we're locked back in. All right. So let's kind of wrap this thing up. Okay, what was the main thing we talked about? Mental toughness, right? Maverick toughness. Okay, more specifically. Somebody define it for me. What is it?
Not letting you
Let's raise your hand real quick.
The ability to sustain composure better than everybody else around you when things get tough.
Good. Okay, the ability to maintain composure when things get tough. Right. What else?
Resilience.
Resilience. Good.
Coping with adversity.
Coping with adversity. Good. Dealing with adversity. Good.
Taking something positive out of failure.
Taking something positive out of failure, seeing it as an opportunity. Right. What else?
staying in control of your thoughts.
Staying in control. Good. That's a really, really good. Okay. All right. That's obviously the heart of this. Right. The main theme is mental toughness, but the heart of it is the circle of control. Right. Staying in control, staying composed, right, and controlling what I can control. Okay. So somebody explain the circle of control for me. Anybody?
Basically, taking the things that you can't control, like, like things you can't control, like weather, crowd, and, like your effort, just putting everything in the box and really just blocking everything else out.
Good. Blocking everything else out. Okay? Really good. Keeping everything that you can control in a box. You got something? Look like your deep thoughts. What else? Somebody else.
I'm thinking of the fence around your yard. Like you
Good.
take care of what's in your yard, but that's his yard.
Right. You're not going to worry about the neighbor's yard. Right?
Yeah.
I can't control if he doesn't mow. That's a really good example. Really, really good, Eric. Okay? I'm not going to mow his yard for him. Right? He might have the worst looking lawn in the history of America. Okay? I'm going to keep my grass clean. Okay? Got it? What else? Something without an analogy. Kind of explain what we talked about with the circle, right? What's the main point of that circle? We kind of touched on it when we were talking about mental toughness a little bit.
So just recognizing what you can control.
Exactly, right? Recognizing what I can control and controlling those things, right? And not worrying about the rest, okay? So blocking those out. Somebody explain driving a car to me. Walk me through it. We have multiple guys do it too.
Well, so you're going through the years, you get another piece of your car, so your car gets nicer as you go. And then if you lose your control, your mental toughness, then you give over the title of your car, which is hard to get and hard to transfer. Then you do that.
Right. Very good. Right. It's a process to get it back. Right. Really good. Somebody tell me what the C stands for.
Catch it.
Catch it. Right. What am I catching?
Thought.
That negative thought, that initial reaction, right? That frustration, that anger, I'm catching it right away. Right. What am I doing with it?
Addressing it.
I'm addressing it. Right. I'm not letting it wander. I'm not letting it sit in there. Okay. I'm addressing it. I'm debating it. I'm disputing it. Okay. What else? What's the R?
Refocus.
Refocus. Right. How am I refocusing? Right. Maybe it's pounding my chest. Refocus. Yep. Refocus.
Word, a phrase, or an action.
a word or phrase or an action, right? It's specific to me, it's special to me, right? Because it's my car, right?
Self-talk.
It's not Coach Cunningham's car, it's not Caleb's car, right? So how am I gonna get my title back? He's not gonna do it for me, right? His word's not my word, right? I can't go to his courthouse, 2 states away, right? I gotta go to my courthouse to get my title back, okay? So it's specific to me. Does that make sense? Okay, do we have any questions or anything about that? Good, hopefully you learned something from today, okay? You know, obviously it was quick, it was brief, okay? And hopefully you see how all these things tie together, right? How driving my car ties into my mental toughness, okay? People that are the most successful, like we talked about with mental toughness, it is a key factor in people that are successful, right? People that are highly successful, reach their potential. It's all about being mentally tough, right? So if I have my circle of control and I understand what I can control, that allows me to be more mentally tough, right, in everything that I do. I don't worry about bad things that happen, okay? I move on quickly. I move on to the next play, right? I do my job, okay? And I don't let those negative things impact me or weigh on me. And I don't let anybody else drive my car, okay? Good. Good work today, guys. I appreciate you coming in and helping me out. All right, if you have any questions or want to do any more of these, I'm open to do them whenever, okay? You can do individual sessions too if you ever feel like it, okay? But I appreciate you guys coming in and helping me out. All right? Grab a piece, get a break, we'll get out of here. Appreciate it, guys.